So Jason Aldean is getting all kinds of heat and hate from his new song "Try That in a Small Town." A lot of people are accusing him of being a racist, being a bigot, being a hater. But I at least want to say, hey, let me check out what he had to say. And I'll be honest, I'll give my honest opinion, whether I think it's racist or not. So I'm gonna play the song. The lyrics will be on screen, and we'll check it out together.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town.
Okay, so far so good. I don't see any problem with that. What do y'all think?
See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
So he's basically saying you do all this harm, you pull a gun on people, you disrespect a cop, you beat up an old person or whoever it was in the beginning, but you do all this harm here and you don't expect any repercussions, which is basically what happened in a lot of big cities across our nation. When you look at what happened in Portland and New York and LA, Chicago, especially during the 2020 riots. But he's saying that you bring that nonsense here, that violence, that evil to our town, you're going to have some problems. I don't see any issue with that. Let's continue.
That my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town.
Okay, here he's talking about defending your Second Amendment rights, the right to bear arms. You're going to come and take people's guns, take people's ability to protect your family, protect your loved ones, protect those who can't protect themselves. He's just basically arguing, not just going to be able to come here and just do what you want to do and take away our rights to be able to defend and protect ourselves. There's such a deep level of illogical, irrational thinking when it comes to a lot of these people who advocate for defunding or abolishing the police. They tell you that we're going to have to quote unquote reimagine policing, reimagine law enforcement. But yet at the same time, you're supposed to just willy-nilly give up your right and your ability to defend and protect yourself by just giving up your guns, just giving them up. So who's going to come and save us? Because the nature of man will not change. Even though a lot of them believe that it will, if the system changes, if people are just educated, then crime will disappear. That's nonsense. If that was the case, there would never be any white-collar crime. There would never be any corruption from the elites. And we know that there is. Most of them are better educated. Most of them are obviously being an elite and being white collar. It's people who make more money. So if you bring those concepts to bear, their argument falls on its face time and time again. And scripture points out the reality that being poor or being rich is not a justification for doing evil, regardless of where we stand. Academically, financially, there's no justification for harming your neighbor. None whatsoever.
In the city, good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. if you're looking for a fight. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Out here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
All right, and they're discouraging these individuals from coming there and messing with them. They're talking about people who are raised up right, people who were told that certain people need to be protected, need to be defended, and that goes back to the issue of morality. It goes back to the objective nature of morality, the objective nature of good versus evil, of good and evil, being able to make the clear distinction, the consistent distinction. And that comes from a knowledge of God, in particularly the God of the Bible.
Small town.
Well, personally, I'm digging it. I like it. Now, I'm not saying that it's some deep theological piece and that every aspect of it is 100% accurate, but I would definitely argue that it falls closer in line with scriptural principles. Proverbs speaks on defending those who can't defend themselves, speak out for those who can't speak for themselves. When Isaiah references those things, when Isaiah talks about woe to those who call evil good and good evil. I'm saying that these issues, some of the points that they're bringing up, fall in line more consistently with scripture. I don't think there's any debate whatsoever. And all this controversy about him being a racist or a bigot, just because you live in a small town and you're a good old boy, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a quote unquote racist. Oftentimes we assume that to be the case, but I don't see the controversy personally in this with this song. What do you guys think? Do you think the song has any racial undertones whatsoever? If you do, comment down below. If you don't, comment down below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. But in the meantime, before you go, be sure you check out this video right here. I think you'll find it very helpful.